In this video, we're going to be looking at analyzing spending patterns. And notice that we have a chart here. The title of the chart says the percentage of spending by category and age group. And this is a national average. Notice that you have three different colored bars. The pink bar is for ages under 35, the green bar is 35 to 64, and the peach colored bar is for the age group 65 and older. Now, if you are doing this problem on paper and pencil, your graph will probably not be printed off in color, but notice that they're in order with what's listed here in your key and the way that they present in the graph itself. So you have the pink on top, the blue in the middle, and then the peach color on the bottom. The directions for these problems say to decide whether the spending pattern described is equal to, above, or below the national average. Assume that any salaries or wages are after tax. Problem A. A single 30-year-old woman with a monthly salary of $3,200 spends $900 per month on rent. To find the percent that she spends on rent, we need to take rent and divide it by the total salary. Now remember that when you divide 900 divided by 3,200, that will give you the decimal. Then you need to multiply by 100 to change that to a percent. So this is approximately 28%. Now what we want to do is to compare her percent to the national average. So we need to look at this chart, and two things that we need to be sure of is, first of all, the age category that we're looking at, and we're looking at a 30-year-old. And the second thing that we need to be sure that we're looking at is the category, and that is rent. So the age group is under 30. That is actually the pink bar. And we're looking at the category of rent, or in this case, actually, it says housing. Rent is your housing expense. So the age group that we have here of under 35 is going to be 34% of their income is spent on housing. National average is 34%. So she only spends 28%, so she spends below the average. Problem B. A single 42-year-old man with a monthly salary of $3,600 spends $170 per month on health care. Okay, this man spends $170 out of $3,600 of his paycheck on health care. So again, when you divide, then multiply by 100 to change their answer to a percentage. So this is approximately 4.7%. And I took this out to one decimal place because I'm in the single digits here. One thing I want to point out to you is that just because this 3,600 appears first in the problem doesn't mean it goes on the top part of the fraction. That 3,600 is the total. It's going to go on the bottom part of the fraction. Okay, we're talking about health care, which is this section of my graph, and the man that we are looking at is in the age group of 35 to 64, that middle bar, and it's 4.7%. So the national average and this man's average is equal. In problem C, a retired couple over 65 years old with a fixed monthly income of $4,200 spends $500 per month on entertainment. And don't let the fact that you have a couple here instead of just a single person throw you. You're still just looking at 500 divided by the income of 4,200. Again, divide, multiply by 100 to change your answer to a percentage. So that's 11.9%. Now the next thing that we need to do is to find the national average. So we're looking at the category of entertainment, which is this category near the bottom, and the couple that we're looking at is in this lower age group of 65 and older, so this pink bar. So the national average is 4%. Now this couple that we're looking at has 11.9% of their monthly salary going toward entertainment, so they have more of their salary going toward entertainment than most of the people in their age group. They are above the national average. Comparing your spending to the national average for your age group can sometimes be beneficial in letting you know whether you're spending more in a category than what you probably should be. This graph is slightly different. Notice it doesn't have the percentages listed for you. You have to figure that out on your own. And the categories themselves are slightly different. Which category shows the biggest increase in spending as people get older? Well, if you look at the category for food, all of these seem to be right around the same percentage. Housing is all around the same percentage. Entertainment is close. I mean, as people get older, 65 and older, they don't spend quite as much on entertainment, but there's not that much of a difference. Let's look at the category donations to charity. You can see that the 3 bars increase in length, so as the people get older, the percentage of their income that they give to charity increases. And the same is true for healthcare. Well, we see that healthcare increases by a lot more than charity. Both of these show an increase as people get older, but healthcare has a greater increase. So the question is, approximately what percent of their income do they spend on healthcare? So if we take this bar and take it down to this x-axis, I see that I'm in between 10 and 15, so about 12%. So the category showing the biggest increase is healthcare, and that percentage is 12%.